back.
Ew. I like how we're keeping that.
To episode 4?
Yeah.
Question mark?
I was telling somebody and I was like, oh yeah, let's do our 4th episode. It hasn't been out yet. This is the 4th one.
By the time they finally get around to it, it'll probably be out.
That's okay.
When they get around to
Everyone forgets about us.
We're just not advertising.
We're just real easily forget. I made a fucking website.
A whole
Okay,
fucking
but are you
website.
advertising the website? People are just gonna randomly stumble upon a
Listeners, go to our website.
Yeah, what is it?
What is the...
Plug.
It's a little dramatic dot simplecast.fm.
Why don't we have a .com?
I think
'Cause
that costs
we're
more
not-
money.
That costs money. Rob, are you funding this? Just kidding.
Yeah, Rob. Chip in some muns so we can get
Some months or some funds?
both.
What's more?
Yeah, what gets us more?
Oh.
Funds?
An investment.
The
Like, remember
bread.
when we tried to get you to invest in
The
Madison's
the dough.
cat hat?
That's still
business?
happening, maybe.
Is it really?
No.
Madison's a cat hat business with tons of people, prospective buyers, and
I
orders,
have-
and literally, how many have you made?
One. It wasn't even a cat hat. It was a purse. It was like a little bag thing.
Oh, so that's not even something cats can use.
I made the
Yeah, my cat needs a purse.
I made the easiest thing in the how to knit book.
Shocker.
I'm working my
What
way
about
up,
the-
guys.
What about the book I got you for Christmas?
Well,
Knitting with cat hair.
I have a lot of hair in my
See,
vacuum.
some of us just aren't freaks.
I thought that book was funny.
Let's be real.
That's a good, like,
We're all
coffee
freaks.
table book. You know what I mean?
You said you would pay good money to have something knitted with cat hair into it.
If it was out of my cat,
Well, yeah, give me some of that orange hair.
no.
Okay.
Okay.
Fine.
We can't fucking help you then.
I don't know what you
I would
want
pay
from me.
good money for that. Okay, give me the product. I can't do that. Okay, well.
What would you pay for a cat hat made out of cat hair?
Are you
Use
asking
at
the
home.
This is
listeners?
a lot.
Yeah, I'm asking the listeners at home. I don't know. Trying to engage the conversation
Bruce, gonna do laundry?
podcast. Huh?
Yeah, Engineer Bruce is currently doing laundry, so if we have music we need, I'll just have to do it, guys. You want me to get
You know
on
the
there?
tunes?
Engineer Bruce is a person too who needs to do his laundry.
What do you guys want to hear?
Is it time yet? It's not time.
This is the Madison segment where I try to play music.
Ready for this garbage.
I can play a C.
Can I get a D?
I can't play anything. I tried to learn how to play piano. It's hard.
Oh.
Nope, that's not. Mm-mm. What about a G?
Pretty.
Alright, now go to A minor.
Fuck.
No, that was an A minor.
This
Lower.
is A minor!
Go to an octave lower.
An octave lower? A
Yeah.
minor?
Oh, that's so dramatic.
He said I like it.
I know how to do, Just kidding, I don't know anything. This segment's over.
You don't know how to play any songs?
No.
Can I get the
Jurassic Park
Jurassic
theme song?
Park theme song, please?
I'll sing it to you, but you can't play.
Forever stuck in my head. I don't know why. I do know why. It's because that article I read, but I don't.
What
know
article?
I literally read an article and it was like the movie that was most popular the year you were born. In '93, it was the Jurassic Park movie came out.
What was popular in
And then-
'96?
I don't fucking
No one
know.
cares
I care
about
I only
96.
care. My
Fuck
brother was
you.
born that year, but I don't care about anything else but
X.
my.
What?
No, he's still a millennial.
I don't believe. He
Generation
said.
X is
you're-
before us.
Oh wait, what's ours?
No, X is
Generation Z.
X is before millennials.
I don't fucking know. Okay, I don't know why I'm asking.
I think it's Generation Z.
Yeah, Z is after. Like, my sister is a Z, but I think that starts in, like, 97
Generation
or
X is like
98.
our parents.
I don't know what the
I don't
I don't know what
fucking
they
know.
call the actual cutoff year is.
Nice.
I just don't think I'm a part of that.
I think you're a millennial.
You say the words that Generation Z people do.
Maybe. I also
Like,
I think
you're, like,
that's
maybe
the
I'm in
thing.
that like maybe I'm part of
That's
that like
just-
in betweener because there's always like some of those too.
I feel like you're late millennial, so, like, you're kind of, like, you know,
You're in the middle.
Man,
You know-
I think I'm Rob, and that is all that.
You're like, this
matters.
is lit.
Just Madison,
Let's
I
go to
know
the
what that
club.
means, but you don't. When does he say that? Let's hit the club.
Let's hit that club up.
My favorite thing is
You
when you
look
say
like-
something, Madison says, I have no
That was
fucking
nothing
clue what
but
you're saying.
cringe. Shoot.
You look like who was Britney Spears' ex?
Oh,
Kevin Federline.
K-Fed.
Yes.
You look
Hey,
like
he has some
K-Fed
money.
right now.
I saw something about him too recently. He's got money. He's collected that
Really?
money.
He's not,
From
like,
Britney from being
bankrupt?
married to her previously.
No.
He's sucking all her money.
Is he? I thought she was sucking him for like.
He was a
Sucking
backup.
him.
He was a
I mean,
backup
well,
dancer.
okay, that was
K-Fed is nothing.
poorly worded. I thought she was like, just
What does he have
Taking
money
his money, he
from?
has nothing.
I don't know, because
She's
he
Britney
probably had to
Spears.
pay like her for like child support or some shit.
No,
like
he
that.
took child support for himself.
Okay. What
She
a-
has the kids though. He like needs, you know, when people don't sign up prenups and they get divorced, they can take the money.
No.
You just hit her in the face. She's so
That's
innocent.
mean. That's the thing. That's not the
Refreshing.
Bob thing.
So quenched.
We're boring. Should we quit? We don't have anything to
We're
talk
waiting for Engineer Bruce to get back. We need our segment intro for
Oh, we're just diving in.
Robert.
Are you ready?
Yeah, do you have your shit on lock?
Pull up your Reddit.
Oh no, this up in my
God damn it.
up in my noggin.
Oh, I love
Oh shit.
The Bobcast.
The Bobcast.
What are we talking about?
Well, so like I was kind of unprepared with current events, so I'm just talking about one of my
God.
favorites today. A lot of people are familiar with the '60s pop band The Beatles,
Uh-huh.
and a lot of people talk about how Paul is dead.
You mean
The Walrus.
John?
No, Paul.
Wait. What?
Paul died a long time ago.
The
This is
theory
casual
like
things
the
like
the
that.
theory is he was in a car crash in January of 1967.
Was he
And
actually in a car crash? Or is that made up too?
John
thinks
Lennon's
he's
a
dead.
freak.
Are we talking about Paul or John? I'm confused.
John's the one who made it up about Paul being dead. And they came up with, him being dead in a car crash because in a song on the White Album, if you play it backwards, there's a lot of just weird, there's just a lot of weird hints and clues, but there's like a car crash and then it talks like there's a line that's,
We'll save that.
Censor not.
What's the song? Do you know?
it's Revolution Number 9, but you have to play it backwards and it's
How do
really
you play
fucking
something
weird. And
backwards?
it's not even like a real song. It's like a,
Oh.
You have to have a non-automatic turntable, and you can.
Yeah, we don't want to ruin our...
yeah,
shit.
just Google it. It's on YouTube.
We'll just trust you, I guess.
But it clues a lot to, died in a car crash. In Strawberry Fields, you hear like an excerpt in the back of John saying what people think is "I buried Paul," but he came out and said that he was actually saying cranberry sauce.
What?
And yeah, no, it's really stupid. And if you look at a lot of the interviews that Paul does like today, and they're asking him questions about like past events and such, he's always just like, oh, blah, 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 this happened. And it's always just magical, and it's never really too like detailed or descriptive, and it's always just a vague answer. Like it's almost like he doesn't know what actually happened.
Because he's not Paul.
Because
is that
he's
what
not-
you're saying?
Yeah, because the
happened a long
actual
time
dude
ago.
is dead.
Then
and they
why
just
does he
replaced
look
him.
exactly like Paul?
Because they got a dude to look exactly like Paul to replace Paul. Like,
That's what they did with Avril movies.
Shut
yeah.
up.
I'm not
Whatever.
kidding.
But Paul, so they had to find someone who looked like Paul.
Right.
Equally important.
They had to find someone who could sing and play music just
I
like
don't know
Paul
anything
because he
about
still
that.
performs today.
He does. But okay, so whenever I saw Paul in Indianapolis, like in 2013 or 2014,
What was he doing?
performing a concert.
You just saw
Just
him.
like by himself?
No, like I mean, he has a solo band.
Wings?
Yeah, no, it's not Wings. It's just like it's like
Yeah,
it's
he
like
just
a blonde.
performs as
Yeah,
Paul
he
McCartney.
performs.
So he
as
just
Paul,
does like Beatles songs and stuff?
and like songs that Wings did, and then songs that he's done.
Okay, okay.
But like it's like it's a bunch of different like just studio musicians. It's his band.
Yeah.
But even then, he uses a telecom reader.
Like a teleprompter
Yeah,
for
teleprompter.
lyrics?
Yeah, that's yeah.
Well, he's old. He's got 1,000 fucking songs to remember.
Well, you'd think the real Paul, who actually wrote that shit, would remember it and not have to use a teleprompter.
Why would John make that up?
'Cause
Because he's
John-
just fucking with Paul?
Yeah, well, no, because John just is just fucking with people.
Well, John didn't come up with it, but the message.
But what-
the message heard backwards is "Turn me on, dead."
Yeah, and then and that's in Revolutionary Number 9.
Turn
And
me
then,
on,
like-
dead man?
Yeah, like
that
it-
automatically means Paul McCartney said.
Well, like, I don't know if it's not really Paul who made it up, but once like he got word that there was a rumor, he just toyed with it. So like if you look at the Abbey Road cover,
But wouldn't you too?
yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's hilarious. Like I would too, exactly. But they toyed with it to the point where it almost was believable. Like for like the Abbey Road cover,
Yeah.
John's all in white, which would symbolize the Heavenly Father, because
Oh,
obviously
God.
he would put himself.
He
in that
does look
position.
like fucking Jesus in that picture with his fucking long ass hair. And
Jesus, John, they both start with J's. Could be
Oh
the same
my.
person.
Oh, jeez. So now you're saying John Lennon is Jesus Christ
That's a
of
really
Nazareth.
strong claim to make on a small podcast.
Oh, boy. Okay, so what else?
So like, okay, no, so he's dressed in white,
Mhm.
and then they have George dressed in black, which would be the Undertaker.
Do we need a
Or
picture
no,
for Kara to
they
look
have
at?
Ringo in black, who'd be the
I don't
Undertaker,
think I've seen this film.
and
You've seen
then
I have.
George is dressed in like denim and like all the working
yeah,
shit,
okay, yeah.
like as the gravedigger, quote unquote, and then Paul is in a suit, but he doesn't have shoes on, and that's something like you don't get buried with shoes. Like if you're in a coffin, you don't have shoes on, and I think he's also out of step too. But like they would say like, oh, there's the God,
Oh,
there's the
that's
Undertaker,
true.
there's the barrier, and then him in the like him without
Yeah.
shoes, and like which
So
would be
Paul
a casket.
is out of step. He's not wearing shoes. He's holding a cigarette.
I mean, yeah, because like he probably stayed Jones in.
But none of them are holding cigarettes or anything.
Well, they didn't want
Well,
to
they're not
dead.
Yeah.
So he's like, "I'll see you in hell, guys." No,
What?
I don't think any of this makes sense.
I'm telling you, I don't say
Is
the
this
Avril
dude
thing
dead
because
or
it's
not?
comparable as
'Cause
the
what?
person, but that's the same thing they said that Avril Lavigne died, and then they picked a person like just like
See,
her, and now
now-
she performs as her. And I watched the two performances next to each other, and the performance that I saw did seem like it was two different people, but it was probably just because she like they just picked.
She's older and like
Yeah, she sings to look kind of differently, but I was like, what? Now, of course, she hasn't been relevant to me since I
What
was in
made-
6th grade, but I thought it was interesting.
what
I
made
was
people
watching.
say like for the first time that she might be a different person
Um,
because
Yeah.
of that performance?
It was something about, I was watching it on YouTube, that her performance, or that, like, she stopped performing for a little bit of a time, like, a family member of hers passed, and she was, like, depressed, so she was, like, crying on stage in a couple, like, things. And then she took, like, a leave of absence or something, and then they thought that she had killed herself, yeah.
And then she
And then they,
married
like,
the guy
and
from
then
Nickelback. What does that have anything to
That's
do
probably
with it?
why she killed herself.
I would too, man.
The real Avril Lavigne would never.
Marry the guy from Nickelback.
He wasn't like
The
emo enough. But remember when they first got married and everyone was like, "Oh my gosh, this makes so much sense." Fucking Avril Lavigne and the guy from Nickelback, the two like worst people.
Everyone was talking.
Although Avril
Everyone.
Lavigne used to be my shit, like in
Worst
middle
pe-
school
Yeah, I know, that's when...
or like
What was
fifth
that
grade.
one song
And now
that just
she's
made you
dead.
want to like
Why you
slam your
gotta
door?
got
And
everything so complicated. Or Skater Boy.
Hey, you.
I don't know. She had so many
I
just
like
like
your boyfriend.
That's the new.
middle
That's,
age, like
That's
middle
not
school
new.
anthem. Oh my
That's in
God.
2006
no, that
as
was
well.
newer Avril. I
That
don't think
sucked.
she's
That
put
song
out
sucked.
shit since then.
Momo.
No, because she's dead.
she's not. Jesus.
Avril Lavigne's dead. Paul McCartney's dead.
Anyone else?
We're dead.
Oh my God, whose phone? That's my phone.
Are you fucking up the sounds?
God damn it.
I know everyone's.
How many
calling
more
me
calls do you need to
Are you
take?
taking a
This is
phone
my-
call during the podcast?
today. It's my little brother. Hang
This
on.
will be recorded.
He can be on there. Put it on speaker.
What's up, Jack?
You're being recorded.
Speaker.
Nothing. I'm just recording a
He's not
podcast.
doing
What's going on
anything.
with
He just said
you?
he's not doing
He's probably
anything.
like recording a podcast.
Do you want to be on our podcast?
Yeah, I'll talk to you later. Racist
So,
motherfucker.
Your entire family does not know about
The
this.
the Paul McCartney thing started when a student newspaper of Drake University published an article titled "Is Beatle Paul McCartney Dead?" referring to a rumor being circulated on campus, and then it
And it
Oh.
blew up.
yeah.
That's so dumb.
But he did say "Turn Me On, Dead Man" in Revolution Number 9. So.
There's like a car
He
crash
said
in
it
Revolutionary.
backwards, so what would it be forward? What would it sound like? Just like random nonsense? Like
It-
he did
well,
it
That
on
song is
purpose?
filled with like just.
It is
noise.
just
Yeah.
noise. Here,
Is
hang
it?
on. Yeah.
I feel that.
I want to hear it backwards.
I guess.
I
or
mean-
at least the part where he says, "Turn me on, dead
That's
man."
the. I don't know if it's the number 9. When he be saying like number 9, like that's something too.
What is it?
I can't remember. Hang on. I haven't like
Number 9?
I haven't dug into this one in a while.
Hold that up.
This is what?
This
Number
is it
9?
yeah, this is it all backwards. This is from like this is completely reversed.
They were saying, take him home.
Hang on, where's it at?
Lennon said it is just meant to capture a moment of time.
Here
It's
it is.
just my idea of the sounds of a revolution.
Makes sense.
That's it. Yeah.
I mean, that's pushing it.
Well, to extrapolate from that Paul McCartney is dead is like...
I know, that's kind
That's
of
really-
ridiculous. But Rob says it's true, so it must be true.
I didn't
guys.
say it was true. I just said
Well, it's
it was
definitely-
interesting.
It is like an existing conspiracy theory.
Oh, it's the number 9. That's the turn me on, doesn't it?
Oh, that's number 9.
I think that's a lot more.
Yeah, I can hear that. The Satan parts, like,
Yeah,
that was
that's
really
whatever.
Now we're just jamming.
So yeah, Paul's
Anything else?
dead.
Okay.
Give peace a chance.
Ringo's the best drummer ever. That's a conspiracy.
Not
I
even.
agree with that. He came up with a backbeat.
Dude, he's a good metronome, but he ain't the best one ever.
He came up with the backbeat.
He ain't Neil Peart, dog.
Dude, shut up. Neil Peart's so overrated.
You're overrated.
Ugh.
You try to do something new and be a cool, good drummer during that time. He did something fresh.
Fresh AF.
Funky fresh. He was funky fresh.
Funky fresh.
Yeah.
Ringo
That
did
Canadian prog, funky
with, like
fresh.
6 pieces that Neil could do with like 47.
It's true. You gotta respect both sides.
I do love Rush though.
I do too. That was my first concert.
Oh, that's awesome.
It was so cool. I've seen them a lot. I've seen them like 3 times. Them Canadians aren't too big of sticklers on their ticket prices, so they usually only be like $30, $25.
For Rush?
Yeah.
Damn.
Are we getting out of the corner?
Yeah,
We're
let's go ahead
way
and get
out
out
of
of the corner.
What are you talking about?
We're like in the middle of the room now. Bye, guys.
We'll do just a really quick one.
Oh,
Okay.
guys, what are we talking about now?
So we picked up dog shit today. Oh, excuse me. I picked up dog shit today.
We helped.
I haven't done that in quite a few years at this point.
I tried, but I couldn't get it on that shovel.
I know. That was
Okay.
not a dog poop shovel.
Backstory.
No, it was not.
We did volunteer work for the Humane Society today. Our local
Yeah.
Humane Society.
I didn't see a single dog.
I
saw
saw
a
some
lot of poop.
dogs. You also came 2 hours late. So I saw some dogs.
Figures.
Peahen class.
We saw some doggos.
Yeah, they were cute. That one
Pups.
fluffy one I really did want.
Pups, as Kara calls it.
All dogs are pups.
I'll call
All pups are dogs. Pups.
I call them doggos.
They're not- There's cute ones there.
I call them motherfuckers.
Mo-
Because
Oh,
that's
they're
what they
cute.
are.
Stop.
There was that one
I
fluffer that was pretty cute.
The one watching us clean the stuff.
Yeah,
And then
but
there was like the bunch
Little
of
fluff.
pits.
all the other ones were
I
just...
love them. I love them all. All dogs are equal. Why you gotta
Then there
be
was that
way?
big ass horse.
Oh, I love
You say
them.
all dogs are equal, but you would only get a dog if it was a wiener dog.
Yeah, like
That's not true. I've never had the opportunity to get a dog. I'm not ready.
not all
yet.
dogs are equal.
You're
Some
not
are
ready.
some are
I'm
horses.
not ready, and also
Some are
I'd rather
yappers.
adopt than adopt, don't shop. And holy fuck, and the wiener dogs are literally never at humane societies. They're only
Okay.
pay $800.
Off subject real quick.
Okay.
Me and Engineer Bruce went to see A Quiet Place in theaters a couple nights ago. And
There was a
when you
dog.
go into it, you just assume this whole movie is going to be
Silent.
silent the whole time. And it's kind of awkward because people are eating their food or sneezing or coffee or
You
rolling
already
around their
feel
seats.
extra about opening.
And I was like,
something in
okay,
the
I'll be
theater.
fine. I'm good at being quiet. I'm good at being still. My fucking stomach started being so fucking
We
loud.
embarrassed Engineer Bruce. Did you
And he
leave
just
her
would look over
there?
at me and I'd be like, I'm sorry.
Popcorn now.
Punching it.
Yeah, punch.
No, I read an article about how people were like self-conscious about like opening bags.
It was kind of awkward at first, but it wasn't as bad as I thought it was gonna be. There was a lot of like background music going on, and there were actually like a few parts where they talked.
That's not a silent movie.
Well, it didn't say it was a silent movie. We just assumed that it would be.
A quiet place.
It was a quiet place, but it wasn't a silent place.
So they stayed true to their name.
They
But it
stayed
was
true.
good.
It was good.
I do want to see it.
John Krasinski is daddy.
Stop.
You agree? Literally,
Jim.
he is the daddy in the movie,
Uh-huh.
Yeah, they've-
Everyone at home knew what you meant.
but also he is daddy.
Everyone here knows.
Yeah, everyone at home.
Yeah, who am I kidding?
Jim.
Can't grow a beard like that.
No, you can't. That's okay. What were we talking about? Dog shit.
Yeah, thanks for interrupting our...
So
Oh,
some of it was
sorry.
really mushy.
Ew, stop.
really
That's
smelly.
not-
Oh god,
Oh
it was
my
all
Kara
slimy.
was freaking out. Her job was
She was
to hold
taking-
the bag.
and she barely even did that right.
She was freaking
Let
out.
alone for more than
I
like
can't-
10 minutes.
I like dogs, so I don't like when they poo.
Yeah,
That's
dogs
what-
are gross.
That's how I feel about humans.
Well, that's
Dude, I hate humans for a lot. Like, for a lot.
For life.
For a lot
But at least
more.
we can shit in a bowl of water and flush it down.
Not
Ew,
everybody
that
can.
sounds so weird.
It's true.
It's true.
Dogs don't know where to shit, so they just shit anywhere they want.
See
Cats.
the last episode for proof against that.
What? Oh, the lady who shit on the front porch?
Yeah, like, not
That was
everyone can shit in a
different.
toilet.
I mean, she chose not to. Was that a
So
wise
if you're listening...
choice?
She was born that way.
Baby, I was born this way.
Alright, okay, moving on.
And
No more,
cats
lady.
are born knowing, oh, I shit in this box of sand. Because they're fucking geniuses. Know what I'm saying? Look at this. This is a fucking genius.
You are a fur ball full of IQ. You know that, Momo?
I can't.
What are we talking
I'm
about
just
now?
about to move across the country. We can talk about however you could do a thing where we watch something and
Alright, so last week, Rob told us to watch some random shit on YouTube.
what was it called?
It was The War on Drugs by the Whitest Kids You Know.
So if you guys found it,
Civil War.
congratulations.
Civil War on Drugs. Thank
Yeah,
you,
Because we
Bruce.
couldn't.
We weren't able to find it.
And
Even Rob
IFC
wasn't
beyond that.
And then when we brought it up to Rob's
copyright
attention,
shit.
he
Uh-huh.
didn't.
I found it immediately. It's on YouTube.
No, but
No.
did you click the YouTube?
Oh, I didn't. Is it like copyrighted?
That's what
Yeah,
is.
it was
Yeah.
all taken down.
So IFC, back up off your bullshit, please. Thank you.
You're ruining
So
the
we
You're
have
ruining-
nuts.
yeah, you were ruining it.
We were gonna have great content ? And now we don't have that.
Great
so
content, question mark?
This is the worst segment. Every week it's like, okay,
I know, it's
fucked
like-
this up.
Yeah, I
And
know.
then, yeah.
It's like it's
I'll have
one
you
thing
know,
after
I've
another.
tried every week to do well, and I
We're just setting
I
you
just
up for
fucked it up.
failure. That's
Rob
what it
last
is.
week failed on purpose, and Madison has tried her hardest every time as well. It's just not working out.
So hard.
Madison, what are we watching next week?
Well, I was gonna ask about that. I was gonna say,
is it Rob's turn again?
should we let Rob have another turn, or does he
I don't
deserve that? I don't think he does, because obviously he didn't look into this,
And he didn't listen to my podcast that I made.
and he
though.
didn't even listen to the podcast.
So he doesn't even want to.
So I think we should go on to me.
I'm gonna need this comment section to really back me up.
There is no
There
comment
is no
section.
comment section.
We're on-
Actually, we have
have
a
a-
YouTube. Everyone look us up.
A YouTube. And
We
a
have 2
website
subscribers.
and-
One of them's me. One of them's Kara. Maybe one day Rob will subscribe.
I have a YouTube. I didn't even know we had YouTube.
Jesus
Rob, you guys
Christ.
text sent to you with the thing.
I
You
have-
think I read every single text message I get on my phone?
From us, yes.
Yeah. Actually, you guys text between each other like on that thing way more than I
Oh,
like
God, no, we
contribute.
don't.
Not even.
I don't
Okay.
even like contribute to the whole thing. I'll be at work and then I'll get off look at my phone. I'll have like 20 messages from you guys.
We have a website. We have a YouTube.
Have you been to
And yeah, our website's pretty legit. Did you check it out?
Don't be like
He's
Rob.
probably not even listening now.
Check out the website. You know
He's
your
like, what'd
photos
you say?
I
on the
am
website.
subscribing.
Oh, look at you.
3 subscribers.
3 subs.
What's
I mean,
the website?
hang
Yeah,
on.
enter your Bruce. Can you
It's a
please
little
subscribe?
dramatic.
Did you guys turn on
Dot.
post notes? Turn on your post notes.
Post
What the fuck is
notifications.
post notes?
Post notifications.
What's that?
So that
Whenever like something gets posted,
no,
you
wait.
get a
So
notification.
when we post a video on our
YouTube?
YouTube, we'll get notified that we post a video.
You have to
That's
hit
what
the little
post
bell.
notifications
You have
are.
to hit the little bell.
Hang on, this has no views. I gotta do something about that.
We're gonna get
This is
copyright.
copyright.
Who is gonna copyright me for doing that?
Me.
Do something.
Just-
We are actually
That's
not.
my intellectual property. I wrote this.
Yeah, he's getting in on that. No, it's a little dramatic. Simplecast
Is that my picture
So
at the
lame.
bottom?
Yeah, it links to our Twitters.
Look at that
Oh,
banner.
So
okay.
people go on our website, they can go to our Twitters. Our tweeters.
Tweeters.
Twatters.
Squatters.
Oh boy. Yeah,
Not bad.
so 2 thumbs up. And soon
2 pinches up.
Literally.
soon we'll be on Spotify, I think.
Yeah, what's going on with
I'm
that?
waiting to hear back from them.
Why is it taking so long? Apple
I don't
got back to
fucking
us very
know.
quickly.
What's
Apple's
the platform Jay-Z owns?
It's
Tidal.
Title.
How the fuck
Tidal?
would we get on
I would-
Tidal?
I don't even I don't have a title
Jay-Z
anymore.
is like the plug.
Jay-Z
I
and
got
Kanye
him on
have
speed
Tidal.
dial.
You do?
We're
Yeah.
not affiliated with Kanye West at all, so I don't think we can be on there.
Oh,
Oh man. So what else should we talk about?
I wish I knew more about this Southwest flight.
I mean,
I don't know that
What?
much.
No, not Southwest. That's.
Did you hear about this yet?
What do they do?
Oh,
Kara.
okay.
Did they
So,
do
Tell
some-
him the
I love
story.
Southwest.
oh, Barbara.
No
Bush-
one got me up.
guys.
This is
Barbara
better.
Bush just died. Just
Who
died.
the fuck's Barbara Bush?
The first lady, Barbara, not
Like-
Bush.
like-
First Bush.
Oh,
First-
first Bush.
First Bush.
Do we care about?
Well, no,
her?
but she just died. Okay, well, that's the only thing on
That's
my
a creepy ass
CNN right
picture.
now. Okay, so basically, what I know is I don't know a lot. This just happened, folks. But Southwest was flying a plane from LaGuardia in New York to Dallas, and they had to make an emergency stop in Philadelphia because one of the engines blew off. And it also exploded a window, and a woman got sucked the fuck out of this plane. This just happened a couple hours ago. Got sucked the fuck out.
Where's her body?
Good question.
Do you think she like?
Many passengers kept. This is a CNN article. Many passengers kept trying to pull the woman back into the plane for a long time.
For a long time.
Wait. She did get back into the plane. I'm so confused.
So
This is
who?
why.
You didn't read this all.
No, I've read like 3 different articles. It's still coming in. People don't know anything.
So then, how is one person dead? Who's the person that died?
It says passengers aboard a Dallas-bound Southwestern Airlines flight Tuesday struggled to pull a woman back into the plane after she was sucked into a hole left by a shattered window.
Wow.
The woman died, but I don't know how
she
she died. Yeah, she's dead.
Probably because they were going what? How fast in the
What
air?
hole did she get sucked? I don't understand.
Dude, she
They
went
s-
The
fucking
skydiving.
sucked
woman was
the air out
sitting
of
on
her,
the left
probably.
side of the plane when something in the engine apparently broke and smacked into the window. She hung out of the hole for many minutes.
Oh yeah, that's probably how
What?
she died.
Oh, so she was just out of it? It says many passengers kept trying to pull the woman back into the plane for a long time until 2 men were able to get the woman back into the seat. So she was.
So they pulled her in, and she probably looked like a fucking.
Dude, there's like, look at that. There's like blood all over that.
What? No way. I don't know why I'm disgusting. Oh, is that blood?
That's
Yeah.
blood on the window.
What?
Damn, R.I.P. Southwest. You have some lawsuits coming.
Mm-hmm.
Your flights are still cheap. I'll still probably take another one this summer.
Fucking
This shit,
lost.
Cray. Just don't sit next to the window.
Oh, I see that window.
Yeah,
See.
like
Her fucking skin probably like.
you're going like
What happened to your
700
body? I need to
miles.
know everything.
She probably like froze and oh my.
Well, it's kind of like if you like
That's the worst way I've
jump
ever
off.
heard to die. I don't know.
If you like jump off a really tall building,
Oh, you saw
you'll
something.
die before you hit the ground because of like.
Really?
Yeah. What is it? It's because of like you're like you go into shock and you just die before you hit the ground. It's probably like that same kind of thing. She was just in shock. She probably couldn't fucking breathe. Especially if they
Probably
were
couldn't breathe because
like-
the air around her was going.
Yeah, if they were high up in the air, just like a normal flight going, like, man,
Dude, the plane went from 31,000 feet to 10,000 feet in 5 minutes.
oh, I bet we got someone out the window.
That's usually like the 20 minute part. That's
Ooh.
crazy.
That's scary. I want to see pics.
You want to see?
Seven
you wanna see
others are hurt.
I want to see what she.
I
want to
know exactly everything. I still don't understand.
This is like a MythBusters. What would happen if you got
let's see.
sucked out the window?
I need to know more. Are you looking?
I'm
so
surprised her
hard,
head
too?
didn't fly off. Maybe it did. Maybe her head flew off.
So you're like excited about it more so than like.
this is so weird.
It is so weird.
7 others were treated for minor injuries.
Like,
One was taken to
'cause
the
there's a
hospital
fire,
in critical
right?
condition. Feds begin investigating.
I hope so.
God damn, that's crazy. That could have been me.
Yeah, they tried to do CPR, and that's what the. I'm so.
Those idiots.
And then they were like, "Whoa, she's frozen."
You can't do CPR with someone with no head.
You don't know that she has,
Her head
doesn't
flew
have
off.
a head.
All her
Spreading
skin flew
rumors.
off. It's a conspiracy. Engineer Bruce, we need to go on a break.
Okay.
Going on a break.
Did you
Going on a break.
No,
You were
Why
talking-
is she depressed?
I have no idea because she has a.
Welcome back.
We back for the second time today.
Oh, I want to hear that story, but we
For
have
the
to cut it
second
out.
time today. Yeah, we would have to cut it out anyway.
That's what I was saying. We can't just go.
Let's
right
not. I
into
already
that.
have enough to edit.
I saw you guys got that new peach cilantro soap.
You like that?
Yeah.
Smells
Smells pretty fucking
delicious.
Did you just put that out?
Yeah, we were all out of the other one.
Fancy. Yeah, I saw that too.
I get my soap from Bed Bath and Beyond too.
The foamy soap is the best.
I have.
Bed Bath and Beyond. Isn't
like,
Bath and Body
Oh
Works?
wait, you mean Bath and Body Works?
yeah, that
So
one.
do I. I went. That semi-annual sale. I got.
I don't
a
go
ton of
there. I
soap.
just know that. I just know where it comes from.
What? How do you?
You
get
don't go
them?
there.
Huh?
Do you
have a
buy
person?
them off the black market or something?
Yeah, everything I get's off the black market.
Your whole life is a black market.
This is very incriminating.
It's fine. No, but we were gonna talk about
Starbucks.
Starbucks' new controversy.
What happened, Kara?
I need another beer.
If Kara's gonna start fucking talking, I need another beer. The whole thing with it was in Philadelphia at Starbucks, and there were two African American gentlemen, only naming the race because it is imperative to the story.
They had they came into the Starbucks, and someone who worked there called the police.
They said they were trespassing, and that's my question: is how do you trespass at a public place? And what the issue, I guess, was from Starbucks' point of view was that they hadn't ordered anything, and they were sitting in there, and I don't think there were any
Yeah. Okay. So first on that, that's not trespassing. That's loitering.
but the police arrested them for trespassing.
Okay.
That was my question,
Which is crazy.
which doesn't make sense to me. If you're sitting inside a Starbucks, even if you hadn't ordered, because in this situation they were waiting on a third person to show up, before,
Yeah.
and that's why they hadn't ordered yet. They said waiting on this person to get there before they got their coffee. And who actually the person they were waiting on showed up while the police were there arresting the two men. So the credibility of their story, stands because the person they were waiting on was
Or
in
they
fact the
texted their
person.
homie, be like, "Hey, I need you to come back up my credibility. Come through." The
I don't
Starbucks
think
line."
so.
But even if they wanted to go there and just sit there,
That
there's nothing
happens.
wrong with that. If they're not doing anything wrong, students go there all the time and don't order something, and
Yeah,
they're
and they
just
just
on their
do-
computer doing homework.
Right.
Like,
Yeah.
that's like kind of what Starbucks has always been about. Like, I used to go there in high school. I didn't even drink coffee, but I would go there with my friends and just like get a water, and we would just sit outside and just like hang out because we didn't have anywhere else to go. They never fucking kicked us out. They didn't care.
Mm-hmm. The whole thing now is that they arrested those two gentlemen, and the perceived reason is that it's because they were black, and being black in America
Is a
means
no-no.
that you can be, arrested by the police for anything. I saw a post from a gentleman on Facebook that he was like, "I'm going to Starbucks, what should I get?" And like, what should I order? And the comments on there were like, arrested, like, because he was a black guy, like, "Oh, well, what should I order?" And they were like,
A side of
a double cuffed latte with soy. Like,
my
they were
God.
really like fucking it up. But no, it's just, I think that companies really do falter in the way they handle situations, like that. If from my understanding, policies are that if somebody does something, you have a conversation with them before.
Yeah, instead of just
Speak.
immediately saying we should call the police on them.
Yeah.
What's wrong with having a conversation with that person and saying, hey, is there a reason why you're disturbing us? Not that they were disturbing anyone, but, like, if there's a disturbance in your business, you have the right to say something and ask them before you call the police on them.
Yeah. if you feel like it's a situation
Right.
that warrants that. Well, that's like last week on the podcast we were talking. Engineer Bruce had the story about a Books of Noble, the situation with the poo, and even then they didn't call the police. It was the first instinct of the manager
Right, we found the person,
to
talk
confront
to them
prior to
and clean that shit up. Literally.
And honestly, I think that in that situation, you probably could have called, that.
Oh, we could have.
Yeah, you totally could have called the police and handled it that way, and it'd been totally fine. But you said no. Let's kind of gauge the situation out first, and I think that that's the way you should go. And instead, Starbucks took an entirely different route that we are now, that they now have to pay for.
But it seems like they're kind of handling it the right way. Like the CEO has put out a message saying, we're going to close every store on May 29th?
Yeah.
For racial profiling type
And
training.
I think that's great. I think that any company, and even if you don't even if there's not a newsworthy situation that arises, and I'm not saying that newsworthy is kind of like a shitty thing to say, but if there's not something that garners attention that brings that about, say a situation like that happens at a Starbucks and it doesn't garner incredible news attention, but it still happens, these gain attention randomly, but they happen a lot more often. So I think that it's important that businesses have conversations like that and let people understand policy and make sure that managers and partners are aware that that's a problem.
Especially because everyone has a phone. Everyone is constantly on the internet at all times.
Yeah.
They're videotaping everything you do.
Yeah.
Like that's how things go viral, and that's how you make companies and businesses look bad.
And a big thing that I saw that kind of helped these gentlemen in this situation was that not saying that they were doing anything wrong, but it's that when the police arrived, it was white customers in the store that went to the police and said during the arrest said, what is going on?
Isn't right.
They weren't doing anything. This isn't right. And there were people that I were reading that they said, okay, it takes that. It takes white people standing up and noticing things like that and not staying silent about it because you're treated differently by the police, and that's how you use your privilege in a proper way.
Right.
Rather than, not saying anything or kind of staying out of it. That's where the problem still stays, and you have to kind of, just make sure you're aware of things going on. Because people do record everything. At any moment, any certain situation can end up on the internet, and, so you have to just be aware. But I also think that I'm not entirely sure with what all Starbucks did, though, because did they fire the people involved? Because
I heard that the manager who did it is not at that Starbucks anymore, but it didn't specify whether or not he was still with the company.
See, maybe they just don't want to talk about it.
It just says he's not at that location.
It says the company also removed the manager who called the police, but that could mean
that could mean like demoted him, put him in a different store. Like it doesn't necessarily mean he is unemployed.
Yeah, I would have fired everyone involved. And I think that would have been the right move from Starbucks. I think that the awareness meetings and closing a store is a great idea. I think that the statements
that's a PR thing.
I think that the statements from the CEO are great, but I also think that number one is dealing with the situation, and I'm no tolerance for anything like that. That is strictly, they weren't doing something wrong, you made this decision, and everyone knows that it was based on the color of the customer's skin. Absolutely, you're terminated. I think that
especially Starbucks,
making
being
that
such a
known,
liberal company and being open to anyone.
And I think that the best way for Starbucks to come out of this would be to make that known that was what happened to people who, we don't tolerate this. We stand by, these are our values. They can say that a million times, but if you don't practice what you preach and saying that and getting rid of people who aren't, fulfilling the, what Starbucks tries to be as a company. I feel like they try so hard to overcome tons of things. I mean, Starbucks had a big thing about hiring refugees. They had a big thing about people. There was this big whole thing hoax in the news with like the fake news saying that Starbucks had a problem with military and didn't employ military,
which wasn't
families,
true.
Which is absolutely not true. But there's so many things that we like try to strive towards. We're hiring. We constantly try to hire military and military spouses and refugees and, you know, doing all these things, I think we also need to stand strong that this is another big social issue, and Starbucks wants to get us involved in social issues and wants to have, you know, be very, you know, loud about how they feel. Then we need to come out of this in that way and get rid of anybody who feels differently. That's how you win.
I think the like CEO saying something, yeah, that needs to happen. Like higher ups even just saying something, sure, needs to happen. People being fired as account of, you know, like their actions, yeah, that needs to happen. I think the whole like shutting every store down for half a day on 29th, I think that's a little like I think that's a little.
I think they do think that it's important enough to do that, but I also think they're doing it from a PR standpoint.
No, it
because
definitely
they want
is.
to know. They want people to know. Okay, we're taking
this
care
seriously.
of this.
Yeah, no, they definitely do. But like, you
I
need
mean,
to
I
shut
like it.
down.
Again, but like everything, this little thing with Starbucks, I'm glad that it's in the news, and I'm glad that it's being brought to attention. I'm glad people are seeing that the actions are wrong, whether or not I have strong opinions about the company. I think they're doing so many great things, but I think that it is important to highlight even the poor things that that happen. But the way news in America works, especially today, it's gonna be old news, you know, tomorrow. Yeah. So I'm glad that they're taking steps and shutting down the stores and taking care of all that stuff. But
something's gonna happen.
Something else is gonna happen, and you know,
there'll be something else.
If protests come out of it, or people say something, I mean. I don't know that we'll necessarily see it here a ton. Probably not.
Oh no.
But
in big cities like that, like
yeah,
the fact that it happened in Philadelphia is so crazy to me.
Yeah.
Because like a majority of your customer base is gonna be black people.
No, but did you read like what area that was? It was like somebody. It was a certain part of town that's a very rich white area where it happened.
Really?
And somebody there was somebody local who even said that like this wasn't in like the bad part of Philly or even like just like the downtown Philly area. It was like the really rich white.
So that's why 2 African American men walked in and they instantly didn't feel that it was the norm.
What else were we gonna talk about? Oh, Syria.
I can't even.
Rob says we're all gonna die.
So, get this. I was driving my car back from an undisclosed location. And I got stopped by a train. And on this train, I saw, like, 100 tanks. And then after... It wasn't even, like... Like, I get, you know, maybe it was like, oh, they're moving those for a museum or something. But they were all desert camo, like, tanks. There was, like, 100 of them. Then there was, like, another, like, 50 Humvees that were coming. And then, you know, the trucks that have, like, the rockets in the back? There were even a couple of those.
Rockets.
What? Like, what is that? That's mobilization.
I get that
We are getting ready for war.
I get that you, in your conspiracy mind, think that that's a thing. And I get that the timing was probably wrong.
Oh, so they were just moving all those tanks from some
honestly,
base to
they
another?
have to transport them somehow, and I feel like
there's tons of trains in this town.
Yeah, sure, but what are they moving those for? Like, what do you have to...
I don't
know, but I know that it's not related. As far as I know.
Yeah, you just
I don't
say
think
that
so, and I also don't think that we're headed anywhere towards World War III.
Where are they sending the strikes out from?
Huh?
Where are the strikes being sent out from?
Fucking know. It's like they're
naval base or
something?
Where are those at?
I don't fucking know where
Washington?
our bases are. I don't think it's coming out of.
You gotta know this shit if you're gonna have the. What's it
I
called?
told you Syria is very complicated. I do support the actions that were just made.
This is the only thing I
think I've supported
hard. Trump in doing.
It's very complicated because I can see both sides. I brought it up to my roommate and I was talking to him and I said I support the fact that, you know, because you can't. The problem with international affairs is so complicated in the sense that you want to hold the stance of like where Donald Trump wants to hold the stance of America first, where he, you know, only cares about our own. And I get, to a sense at an international level, I understand making sure that we have what's going on. Because after the strikes, a lot of people were often saying, you know, we have these problems here, you know, what are we doing? But at the same time, it's hard.
Like what? What problems?
Well, like, Ferguson still is on clean water. It's been 3 years.
Okay.
We guess people are
like
standing
Flint, Michigan. I mean, what am I saying?
Yeah, I was gonna say.
I know, but we still
Yeah,
have
Ferguson's
situations
where
like that.
the-
No, I know the shooting. Flint, Michigan. Sorry, guys. 3 years without clean water.
What about
Sorry,
Puerto Rico?
guys.
They still
But
don't
Puerto
have
Rico still
electricity,
doesn't
right?
have 100% power. You're right, and in all of these things, you're right. But I think that it's one of those things where being America and having the ability to help when it's needed, just
Right.
having the military power or the fucking intelligence to be able to do some of the things we do. There are certain things that happen in the world where we have to step in, and that's kind of what NATO is,
But
as
every
a part of
president's kind of
NATO.
had to do something like that.
Yeah, every president has. I think starting with like fucking the first George Bush, they've done like airstrikes. It's kind of airstrikes to me are an easy way to say that you've done something, but at the same time
Right.
not doing not committing
Right.
wholeheartedly into something. But it's an easy way for Donald Trump to say he's done something without having to risk risk American lives.
But I also think it's something that Trump wouldn't be able to have said no to, especially being someone like during the election saying he wanted to do all this with the military. He wants to put a lot of spending into the military, and then not doing it. I feel like a lot of people would have been upset with him.
I don't know.
You don't think so?
It's again, a lot of people want to put this up to like international law. Like you're breaking international law, which Assad is killing his own people.
Right.
Let us as a whole decide something to do. I think the airstrikes are a part of that, and we are obviously like the UK, Canada, all of us are in agreement that the airstrikes were the proper thing to do. We should have done them. Maybe other people will step in too, but it's so complicated.
I know.
Because,
Russia's involved.
Russia's involved for their own gain, and we're still going against ISIS, and Syria is just to shreds currently. It's not even a country. There's so many people in so many different areas. It's really complicated. And it's been
also
complicated for years, and we've tried, and President Obama had this problem, and now Donald Trump has a huge problem with it too. It's not something that can be solved overnight. It's not something that Donald Trump can go and say, okay, we're going to send troops and do this. It's very complicated.
But the people that are, have the problem with it where they say, the stuff about Flint and the stuff about Puerto Rico, why are you doing this while we have these problems? It's kind of like how the people who are against gun control are saying, we could maybe help by controlling guns a little bit more, but what about all the other people who are going to break the rules anyway?
Yeah.
And if we don't have guns, they're going to have guns. And
Yeah.
it's kind of like that. It's like, there's those things that exist, but if we don't do anything, this could turn into a bigger problem.
No, absolutely. It's like, and I think that a lot of things that I've seen, and especially from the liberal friends that I have that are posting about why are we doing this when we have these other problems, I think that's a big part of a big, really left side coming from like that viewpoint. But it's just that, these are horrible. And I don't want to downplay how horrible these problems in America are, because they're huge problems.
Oh, yeah.
And it's completely ridiculous, and there's no reason that Puerto Rico has been treated or is currently being treated the way that it has been.
Right.
All of these problems are totally bullshit. Complete bullshit. We should totally fix them, but I don't think that by saying that airstrikes in Syria were necessary, I don't think that that's downplaying any of the problems that we have here.
What
in
are
my
the
opinion.
reasons that we're not helping Puerto Rico? Are there actual reasons for that?
Donald Trump really likes to downplay the fact that Puerto Rico, people who live in Puerto Rico are citizens of America. It's a big thing, and it's a big problem. A lot of people don't kind of realize that, and I say this kind of shittily as like, a lot of conservatives don't really know that they are citizens, that don't really know that, that they pay taxes, that they...
But that's stupid.
And that's a big... And if you take that, ignorance, just blatant ignorance about the island, you're easily able to downplay,
But even if they weren't citizens, or if they weren't paying taxes or anything like that, and that was all, put aside, if we're still able to help someone, just like with Syria, if we're able to help because we have the resources, why wouldn't we just help anyway, regardless?
Donald Trump sucks.
He's just trying to say
he
something
just sucks.
about...
He really, yeah. No, you're totally right. It doesn't make sense.
Yeah, it doesn't.
You're completely right. It doesn't make sense. There's nothing I can't make sense of.
But
Donald Trump
really,
is very hard to make
nothing
sense
makes
of.
sense
Surprise,
these
nothing
days.
makes sense
Nothing
anymore.
matters.
And Donald Trump is president. And I did never expect to say that. I didn't ever expect for that to happen, but here we are.
Oh, boy.
And, yeah. And we're going through all the lovely things that go along with Donald Trump being the president.
Good time.
But, like I said, living in Indiana and knowing Mike Pence, although I think that I would rather have Mike Pence from the standpoint of, like, he's a real politician. That's hard to say.
It's really hard.
He's also completely garbage.
He has such hardcore views, though, and I feel like knowing politics and actually being a politician, he'd be able to get some of that stuff done. As where Trump is just for himself, and he just hears what everyone says to him, and then decides, I'll say this today. I'll do this today. Where Mike Pence, I feel like, has an agenda, and if he was in there,
yeah,
the gays would be out. They would be fucking doing that, like, electric conversion bullshit.
Yeah.
Like, he's all for that shit.
He totally is. He is absolutely for that shit.
And that is scary.
Although, actually, this episode is airing on 420.
Oh, yeah, 420, bro.
Pack your bowls, roll your joints, torch them nails if you really know what's up.
What?
Torch them nails, is that what they say?
See, you guys don't know what's up.
I mean, I know what's up, I just don't know the terms. I don't know the
lingo.
slang.
Heat your nail up. Heat up that QCB.
What? Okay.
Get that core reactor hot so you can get them low temps.
This is too much.
This is a lot.
Terps, baby, terps.
Jeez.
Oh, man.
Oh, happy 420, ladies and gentlemen.
Good morning.
I saw this article from the Indianapolis Star this morning of
Oh, it's cute.
it was from the Indianapolis. It was like from the IMPD like.
Indianapolis Metro Police.
Yeah, the top guy there, whatever that word is. He
the head of the police chief.
the police chief.
I don't fucking know the police chief. I know the mayor.
He tweeted a picture of like a van that had like 100 pounds of weed.
No, I showed Madison that this morning.
He
But they
was
were
like,
like,
"Oh,
if you're
420 parties got
No,
canceled."
I saw something and it was like, if you're gonna transport this marijuana, make sure you can see your rearview mirror, because like that was the thing. It was like obstructing the view, and like that's how they fucking idiots.
That thing was so
pack your
full.
shit.
That was so much weed. Like,
how stupid are you?
Like, we'll just
and that's
fill
just
it
like there
to
was
the
like 34
windows.
that you could count just right there. I want to know how much
You
was
just-
like. Well, yeah, because obviously those bags were like a pound each, so it
They
was
going
like,
to jail.
Oh, they are so fucked.
That sucks.
It's like, if you do this, we will catch you. Be like,
Or they're gonna be
that
out lurking
officer-
on 420.
huh?
You're gonna be out lurking, whatever. Like, seriously, paying taxes for the police in India, it's fucking.
I was
you're
more
wasting
like,
your goddamn time.
really,
Let
like
the
you
people
guys
get
could
high
like
and
be
eat their
dealing
food.
with like domestic.
Yeah,
like,
there's so many
shit
things going
or
on.
Murder
I talked about
issues.
911 response times, and this is why you're wasting your goddamn time.
Because they're
Arresting
gonna
people
get all
for
that
marijuana.
bud and sell it themselves. Because those cops be corrupt as shit. Oh wait, did I just say that?
Some of them, yeah.
Conspiracy.
It's not a conspiracy. That's real life.
That's real life.
That's real life.
How did the Ohio? It was like, I don't know what police department in Ohio. How did they lose 450 kilograms of weed
I didn't know that.
to rats? That's
Rats?
literally- That's
said.
what they like.
Oh,
that's what they put
bullshit.
down.
This.
Was that all that weed was lost because
On
the rats
Reddit.
ate it?
Ready?
No, that wasn't on Reddit. That was another news article. It was an Ohio police department. I can't remember which
That's
one.
so funny.
But they said rats ate,
We
like
couldn't
not
have
like
come up with
pounds.
anything
It was
else.
Rats.
Was there anything else we were going to talk about? I think we got it all. 420. Starbucks.
No, tell us
Syria.
what we're doing next week.
Oh, right. So,
It's your week since Rob, I guess, screwed up.
I
I
figured...
did come up with a second movie, but like
You did?
whatever. Yeah.
Yeah, but you suck.
Yeah.
Madison.
Whatever.
Well, what's the movie? I'll decide.
Into
Madison.
the Wild.
Come on.
Okay,
Everyone's-
fine. So Madison's gonna pick this motherfucker.
I don't know what that is. Go ahead.
It's
This
okay.
is another movie.
It is a movie.
Into the Wild is actually a book that was made into a movie. So I had a thought.
Oh,
Because I was
Jesus.
like, well, maybe I want to watch another movie, but I want to make it more interesting. So I
Write a
have...
paper.
You have to write an essay. No, I have a favorite director. And I thought that maybe it would be interesting if I let you guys choose a movie from this specific director.
Oh, is it so I don't fuck that up so much?
And don't, maybe, go home, watch the movie that you choose, and then come back and we'll all talk about the movies that we decided to watch.
Is it Peter Jackson?
No.
Is it Christopher Nolan?
No.
Is it Quentin Tarantino?
These are just movies you wouldn't watch.
Who are we fucking with?
My favorite director is Wes Anderson. Do you guys know who that is?
Nope.
No.
He did, like Fantastic Mr. Fox, like the animated movie.
No, I don't actually.
I don't know if you guys have seen any of his movies, but we have like all of them. So I
don't
thought
have a DVD player.
if we have something, you have a computer. Oh,
That computer.
that's true.
Oh, show and tell, awesome.
You don't have anything.
ones?
Your roommates have like a PlayStation or Xbox.
I'm just kidding.
All
I
of
hate you
them
guys.
are really good.
There's
They're
not
kind
anything
of like
nothing's on Netflix.
no, there's a few on Netflix, which
Okay.
is why I chose this, because you could choose something on Netflix. You could choose one of the ones we have if you want.
Wait, what are those?
And all of them have like really good actors. Like you guys
Wait,
would know
wait.
the people in these
Maybe I
movies.
have seen that.
One of my favorite ones is on Netflix. There's a couple on Netflix. Do you have
Wow.
Oh, this one. This one's
Wow.
also one of my favorites.
Are you not showing Kara? Okay, never mind.
She's looking.
Wow.
The Life Aquatic. Bill Murray is in like every single one of his movies.
I like Bill Murray.
And then you have that Bill Murray T-shirt.
Am I wearing that Bill Murray t-shirt?
Well, I think you were wearing it last night.
You said it.
No, I'm wearing that Bill Murray t-shirt.
No, you're wearing it today too.
The
Do you have
only
the
one we don't have is
moon?
Moonrise Kingdom.
That's the one that's on Netflix.
Okay.
So I don't know if you guys want to choose which one you want, or if you want me to assign them.
I watched one on Netflix. So I don't
Okay,
wanna
you
go.
watched the one on Netflix. That
Okay.
one's one of my favorites. It's called Moonrise Kingdom.
What's the best Bill Murray one?
Well, it's hard. Bill Murray's
Honestly,
in
I
every
like
single one.
I like
It's
Ben
hard.
Stiller too. Like,
Ben Stiller is in this one, and I think that's it.
Owen Wilson is in a lot of them too.
Owen Wilson's in
Dude,
this
I watched
one.
Fantastic Mr. Fox.
Okay.
This looks like it'd be fun to enjoy.
Where's 20?
To view.
The world's actually ending tomorrow, so in reality, are we watching
Oh,
any of
that's
these
right.
films?
You
That's
bet your
true.
ass.
Is it gonna end at midnight? Do I only have a few hours left?
Yeah,
It ends whenever the comet hits Tilted Towers.
Okay,
What?
Rob, is that your final decision?
What?
Fantastic Mr. Fox?
Yeah.
Okay. Rob's gonna watch Fantastic Mr. Fox. Kara's gonna watch Moonrise Kingdom.
Okay.
And I've already seen all
How
of
many
them.
of those? How many movies are out there that have that same name?
I think this is the only one, Kara, so you shouldn't be able to go wrong there. Ew.
Stop. Are you
Really?
addicted? Copyright.
Everybody's got a fucking problem with me, dude.
Oh God.
If tomorrow, okay, so we're recording this on the 17th. Last week we talked about the conspiracy where
The world ends on the 18th.
the world ends on the 18th. So
Due to the aliens that brought down the Malaysian flight.
right.
So if the world ends, this will never be published.
Mom, I love you.
We'll find it later.
Any last
Everyone will
words?
be dead.
Oh yeah, true. So there's
Dad,
no
you were
point
a
in saying
bit of an
last words.
asshole.
We love him though.
Yeah, he's alright. He buys me beer.
That's true. No, but if tomorrow would be the end of the world, what would you guys do for your last night?
For my last night.
Yeah. Well, I guess the better question is what.
If
What
tonight's
am I
the
gonna be
last
doing?
night, what am I
Not
gonna
what
do
are
today?
you gonna do? Because at this point it's too late. So we're just we're all gonna.
It's
go home
not
and
too
do
late,
shit,
like, we
not
can-
do shit.
It's 9. We worked hard today.
But if you had a choice to do anything, and it was your last day, you knew it was gonna be your last day, what would you do?
Do
Or
I
where
have
would you
time to
go?
make it home? Do I have time to make it home and see, like, family? Or am I, like,
Yeah.
stuck in my place?
No, you can do anything.
Anything? Shoot.
Yeah,
I really
I
don't even
know.
know. I would honestly be
Madison's at
content with,
Chick-fil-A.
like, raging a couple fat dabs and just playing Fortnite.
Really?
Fortnite.
And that's what you're gonna do tonight. So you're good. You're all set.
That's how I'm going to spend the last night on Earth, right?
Oh my goodness.
Kara, what would you do? You would go visit Joe Biden.
I don't
Say,
have
tell me
plans
all,
for
like-
this.
Yeah, like I was
Oh,
trying to be
you're-
realistic about what I do.
Oh,
like,
okay, sorry.
If it could be anything, I would. I don't know who. Cause it's like one of those things where people are like, if there was somebody you wanted to meet or have a conversation with, living or dead, who would it be? And mine changes. So
if I had to do
mine's not
something
political
like,
anymore.
What is it?
It's Lynn.
Beyonce.
No, it's
Oh, Lynn.
Lynn.
The guy from Hamilton.
oh, okay. If I had to do something unrealistic, I would put a hammock up in the mountains in Boulder again. That was awesome.
You would do what?
I like when I was in Colorado the first time. There was like a day I literally just put I was in Boulder Mountain Park, and I climbed this mountain, and then I like
Whoa.
climbed off this cliff a little bit, and I put my hammock
Oh.
like sort of off it, and I just like I was out there for like an hour and a half. It was fucking awesome, and there was just like mountains for fucking miles all right there, and I had my goodies, so I was enjoying myself, and I had some good
What
music
if you
going.
fell off?
Then I would have died happily because that was awesome.
I don't know what I would do. I'd probably just... I don't really like doing anything, so...
You just be here with your cat.
Yeah.
I would probably just, like, be with, like, my family and just chill with my kitties.
If I was dying, I'd want to see my parents first, but like I would not want to die around my family.
Yeah, that would be interesting.
There's no problem with that.
So yeah, Dead Bodies, 420, Last Night on Earth. We gonna watch these movies.
And get really high because it's 420.
I'll pretend. I'm high on life, dog.
Oh my gosh.
So join us next week for episode...
Joint us.
Oh,
Join us
We're-
next week.
If we're still alive.
for episode number 5.
Puff puff,
Ew.
pass this podcast around.
Tell your friends.
Oh,
Don't tell the 5. Don't tell the 12.
Embarrassing.
What's that mean?
Fuck 12. The 50. The fuzz.
Oh,
I've heard
okay.
12.
Fuck 12.
Leave a
You ain't heard that
comment.
rap song?
If
Nope.
you're watching, listening on YouTube, leave a comment, subscribe. If you're listening on
If
Apple
you had a cute
Podcasts,
YouTube outro, those are fun.
rate us 5 stars.
And if you don't, I'm coming for you.
The aliens are coming for you for sure. And
Enjoy your 420.
yeah,
Don't
watch
do
out.
anything stupid.
Watch out for that Spotify shit.
It's coming.
Is coming.
The aliens.
Play us out, Engineer Bruce.
You didn't even say please.